Welcome back. Today we're going to talk a little bit about a concept or a data type structure that's related to arrays called parallel arrays. Now, parallel arrays are where we have two or more arrays um, whose indexes are related to each other in some way. You can think of it as a spreadsheet. You can think of the columns as being arrays. Um, for instance, for today's lesson, we're going to talk about a weather application that may be we're going to pretend a local TV station weather person has asked us to write an application to sort of help them uh, analyze rainfall over the past year. So we may have in like one array, we may have uh, the the months of the year, like so. In the next array, the amount of rainfall that may occur in inches in that particular month. So here, A column is just an array of months. B column is just an array of amounts of rainfall. But the index, one in this case, which is the row, is the month of January had 2 inches of rain. Index 2, the month of February, had 3 inches of rain. So we want to try and implement something similar to that in a Visual C# application. Now again, we're going to do this as parallel arrays. They're kind of like the rectangular array which the textbooks has talked about, except that instead of them being a two-dimensional array, we're going to have two separate arrays here. So we're going to go into Visual Studio. Let's create a new project here. And we'll call this just weather app. So let's make sure Visual C# is what our target is. We want a Windows program within C#, and then a console application. Click OK. Let me already got something with that same name. Let me go ahead and just put a 1 at the end of the name, and we'll proceed on. So C# is building its support files in the background now. And the first thing we're going to do when everything comes back to us, of course, we're going to rename our class module. We're only going to have one class in this particular application. So we'll rename that and then start creating the arrays from there. So we're going to take our program.cs, and we're going to rename that to weatherapp.cs. And yes, let's take care of renaming everything for us. So here I'm going to create my arrays at the class level than rather in the main method. If I do it within the main method, the arrays are only present within that method, and I'm actually going to create other methods to handle some of this data for me. Now I could pass the arrays into that method, but it's just easier to do things here at the class level. The first thing I want to do is I'm going to create a months array. And this will be an array that will just have the names of the months in it for me. Just like this A array here in the spreadsheet. So first thing I have to do is decide what type of data this array is going to have. Months string data. So we'll put our type as string, an array of strings. We'll call it months, and we can go ahead and put the months in. Okay, so C# will know by default to make this months array of strings with 12 elements and initialize them all to these particular values. I'm going to do another array here, and we'll actually have this double because this array is going to hold the amount of rain for each of the months, and I'm going to allow it to where it can be tenths or even hundredths of inches here. So we'll just use a double for that. We'll call it rain amount, and don't know what's going to be in it yet. We're going to allow the user from the meteorologist to enter that data in, because it's something that kicks from on each time this program is actually executed. Double, and it's going to be 12. And again, what makes these parallel arrays are they're the same size. There's 12 elements in the months array, 12 elements in the rain amount array. Each index is related to each other. All right, so the first thing we want to do here is we want to allow the user to enter in the amount of rain for each month. So what we'll do is we'll have a loop. Remember, array started an index of 0. So my counter variable here is going to be I, and my I is less than rain, well, say less than months. Since these are defined at the class level, they need to be static so we can see them everywhere. Months dot length, and we'll increase the index by 1 every time through. So we're basically going to prompt the user to enter in the amount of rainfall. Yeah, let's be nice. Please enter the amount of rainfall for some particular month. We'll have that be our little placeholder. And in that, we're going to go to the months array and let it point to whatever I is. Then we're going to store, actually we need to convert it, but we're going to store whatever they enter in into the same index value, but into the rain amount array. The rain amount array has to take in double types only, so we'll convert to a double, because when we read from the console, it's read in as a string. Can't store a string into a double. So if we go ahead and execute that, and Control F5 here, whoop, an error. Let's see. Yep, that should be a squiggly bracket. Oh, I didn't have my closing braces for my for loop there. Let's try that again. Control F5. Here, please enter amount of rainfall for January. We'll put 2.0, February 1.0, March 0.2, April 4.3, May. Again, just making up numbers here. All right, didn't show those back to me, so let's write something that'll show that back to us real quick. And actually, we'll save that and do that for the next video.